How's it going, everybody? How the hell are you? I'm the nerdy jock Nick Angle, and welcome back to JockTalk. We're talking F1, we're talking Blue Jays baseball, we're talking NHL playoffs, and NHL refereeing. Let's get into it, people. All right, let's talk F1 this weekend, and oh, what a race on Sunday. But let's even go back to the qualifying. Yes, Max Verstappen gets pole position, first time from Lewis Hamilton in this race in the French Grand Prix. I mean, great day, great racing, couple of crashes, but at least it didn't affect them in the Q3 where they actually, it means something for the top 10 guys. So that was nice to see. Good qualifying from Max Verstappen, great qualifying from Sergio Perez. But the race was cool, guys. I mean, right off the hop, lights go out, down to the first corner. Max Verstappen, huge mistake, and Lewis Hamilton took the lead. Are you kidding me? What did this guy's got a horseshoe so far up his butt? What is going on? But it didn't matter because Red Bull came to play on Sunday. Having Sergio Perez up in that top 4 spot, even top 3 sometimes, but up there, makes life so much easier for the Red Bull team and the strategy that they're trying to work. They left him out a little longer. He ran a little longer. And because he's running a little longer, that helps Max Verstappen in the strategy that they applied, which was more than a one-stop strategy. Yes, they had him on a 2-stop strategy. They gave him the extra tires. I mean, the tires. Let's talk tires here for a second. Those tires were supposed to go a lot further on the mediums during this race than they actually did. I think a lot of teams got stuck out on that. I think a lot of teams, they went from the medium to the hard, and it messed up a lot of people, including Bottas. And that's unfortunate because here he is. He even told them about midway through the race, guys, this is going to be more than a one-stop race, and you guys need to figure this out, and they didn't, and it cost them. I will say this. Sergio Perez had a great drive today, but the guys that really impressed me the most were the 2 Aston Martin drivers in Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. Those guys came up from basically the bottom to score points. It was unbelievable driving from them. Ricciardo had a great day. Lando Norris had a good day. I wouldn't say he had a great day, but drove really well. Really fun to see. But again, Red Bull, Max Verstappen, they had him on that 2-stop strategy. They ran Perez a little longer, and the undercut. And I think this caught everybody by surprise, that the undercut was as powerful as it ended up being, where you have Lewis Hamilton coming into the pits, trying to get in and out ahead of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen had gone into the pits the one lap earlier and had an amazing outlap and just busted hump around that track and actually got out in front of Lewis Hamilton coming out of the pits. Just a great driving from Max. And then you could hear he was a bit frantic with having 2 Mercedes in his rear view mirror for a bit of a stint there at one point. And then they brought him in again, put another set of medium tires on, and then it was like race to the finish, and he was on it. He passed Bottas with absolutely no problem. Perez got past Bottas, and then it was Hamilton. And you know what? This is the first time I've been able to see somebody really hunt Hamilton down, and it was great for racing. It was great to see. Great driving from Verstappen, great driving from Perez. I mean, just a wonderful, wonderful big day. Like I said, big day for Red Bull. Sometimes it's really hard being the smartest guy in the room. Not always. But it was a great day and fantastic. You guys, if you watch the race, let me know what you think in the comments below. I just think that we are in for a great season. It's going to be tight, and I like the fact that there is now a real fight for the Drivers' Championship. All right, guys, on to the NHL and the NHL Semi Finals, the Stanley Cup Semi Finals. The Lightning and the Islanders are tied 2-2. The Montreal Canadiens and the Vegas Golden Knights are tied 2-2. Yes, last night, Montreal just couldn't quite get it done. But the big story coming out of last night was the refereeing. Yeah, the referees had to have their day in the sun, eh? Because it's got to be about you guys, because we pay money to watch you idiots fumble your way around a hockey game. Look, I've refereed a little bit. I understand that managing a game is important. But I think the most important thing, whether you're a young referee now, whether you're an old referee now, if you're still doing it, if you're getting into it, whatever. Standard. Set a standard. Here's the problem, and the thing that really gets me every time, even when I play hockey, is that if you make a call at some point in the game, and then that same thing happens and you don't make that call, that's where you lost me, and that's where you lose all respect from me. It's unreal that one of these defensemen from Montreal hasn't fired a puck at these referees' heads. And I said it to my brother last night. I'd make one of these refs eat rubber, because they've got to smarten up. And if they're going to affect the game the way that they are, they better understand that there's going to be some retribution. Now, I say that in knowing that I've done that to referees. I've come around that net and I've fired that puck right at them. And they tell me to watch out, and I tell them to keep their head up and maybe smarten up. Yeah, maybe it's not the smartest thing, but the fact that these refs are somehow omnipotent, that they are somehow void of repercussions, that you can't say anything against them or the NHL fines you, is absolutely ridiculous. You're not attacking them as a person. I mean, unless you're firing a puck at them. You're going after their decision-making skills, and their decision-making skills are brutal. And this is the semifinals of the Stanley Cup. You cannot have what happened last night happen. And yes, there were some things that Montreal got away with too. But when you look at the actual calls, it is drastically one-sided. And that can't happen. Not that it can't happen if one team is just drastically more, abusive than the other. But these are two teams that are pretty equal in terms of what they're doing to one another. You can't be this lopsided. It's crazy. The fact that these guys have just sat there and witnessed, okay, let's go to this particular example. Nick Suzuki comes in. There's a bit of a scrum in front of the net. He gets into it with one of the players. He pushes him. That guy turns around and punches him in the face. The ref is standing there, turns his head, and then goes back. And it's like, oh, nope, nothing there. That can't happen. And then for the first penalty of the game, you called a hook? Where there really was none? Like a rinky-dink call? It's unfortunate that this has to be the story. And I would say this, it was the story even last series when it came to Colorado and Vegas. Vegas is not some team that doesn't do things. They do. And they're brutal with the sticks. And they're brutal with some of the cross-checks. It's bad. But they're not getting called. Now, when you go to the other series with the Islanders and people talking about how they're the Saints, okay, Boston has no right to call anybody anything. You guys are number one awful. The Islanders, they play hard. There is some stick stuff. There is some things that they're getting away with, absolutely. But at least in that series, it doesn't seem to be as lopsided. I would say there's still a bunch of missed calls. But again, whatever the calls are that are going to be missed, whatever it is, it's a standard. And the fact is, I watched last night's game and I didn't know what a penalty was. And so if I don't know what a penalty was, I can't even imagine what the players are thinking. When you're skating, I don't know what it is. I could cross-check this guy in the face. Maybe I'll get a call. That's what it comes down to. Maybe I'll get a call. I have no idea. That's bad. And the NHL needs to do something about that. And I get that it's COVID and they have a particular set of guys with a series for an extended amount of games, and now I think they're getting switched. I think they were there for 4 games and now it's getting switched. Whereas before, Normally you had a guys for maybe 2 games, and then you had a new crew for the next 2 games. But it's unacceptable, and it's a joke. And, I don't understand how leagues go through this. Like, baseball has the same issue with their umps. Football has the same issue with their refs. Like, I think that you need to start holding these guys accountable, because they have been able to just skate through, make whatever calls they want. Look at Angel Hernandez in baseball. Like, when do these guys get fired? Like, that's their job. It's decision-making ability. If their decision-making ability isn't there, bye. I don't get it. Anyway, moving on. Montreal and Vegas are tied now, 2-2, and then I hear the all the tweets and everything. Well, now Vegas has figured it out. Montreal's not going to win another game. Really, guys? We're back to that? We're back to that right now? Montreal has just won 2 games when they weren't supposed to win any, and now we're back to that? Guys, smarten up. All right? Vegas was outplayed. I would say Montreal played a very good game. Montreal missed some shots and things like that, didn't go their way, just like the game before where Vegas outplayed Montreal, I would say, for the first 2 periods, and then Montreal outplayed them for the third and overtime. So these 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, and I think this series is going to keep going. As a fan of the Habs, I am really not that worried. This series is going to go, and it might go 7. But the fact that people are like, now, oh, that's it. Vegas in 6 because Montreal can't win another game. Shut up. Stop it. That's enough. Okay, the other series, though, the Islanders and the Lightning. Man, great hockey, great drama. I love the fact that the Coliseum is going to see some more hockey. Game 4, though, the ending of that. What was Varlamov thinking? Just coming flying out in the middle of nowhere and damn near let a goal in with the dying seconds to tie that game. Holy cow. Great play by the defenseman to make sure that didn't happen. And obviously everyone goes and hugs him as soon as the final horn goes. But man, this is a great series. Again, this is another series. I think it's going to go. I think both of these series are going to go 7 games. Maybe, and some overtimes. Like, it's crazy. It'd be better hockey if the refereeing was better, but they're at least fun to watch. And, I think the NHL needs to also congratulate itself that it has these teams in the Final Four, because these are 4 very good teams. And they're showing it. So, just figure out the refereeing, NHL. Just figure it out. I don't know what else to tell you. All right, guys. Let's talk about Blue Jays baseball. Holy cow. What an awful set of games that was. Jesus. I mean, yes, again, the bullpen. And we've talked about it. And I've said it before. It's like, where are you going to go to get help? Like, if you're not willing to give up anything, you're not getting anything. So, where are you going to go to fix this bullpen? And again, though, now we got the Orioles coming up, and they're a terrible team. And then all of a sudden, your bats go quiet in game 1. Okay, that's going to happen. You're going to lose games to teams that are terrible in baseball. That's just the way it is. But a great comeback win the other day. The Blue Jays continue to, again, be a team that is fun to watch and exciting. The base path errors, though, a couple games ago, holy cow. I don't know. Why do we have to be the team that gets the triple play put on against them? Like, just as it was happening. Like, guys, this is minor league baseball fundamentals. Like, you learn this as a 10-year-old. Oh my goodness. What are you doing? But it's okay, because they've redeemed themselves a little bit. But I think this is going to be a struggle. I think the next probably month or so is going to be... It's going to be hard for the Jays. And the bats are going to need to be there, and they're going to need to beat up on a terrible Orioles team. And they got to hope that whoever they have coming in from the bullpen is on their game, and they got to hope their starting pitching is going to hold for at least 6, maybe even 7 innings, and where you only need 6 outs instead of 9 outs. You know, something's going to have to give. And yeah, I still like Alex Manoah. I watched the game. No reason for him to get thrown out there. He was a little bit erratic, lost hold of the ball. I can understand, okay, there were 2 home runs on him, and he threw at the next guy, which is silly because he hasn't thrown at anybody yet. He literally couldn't control the strike. He couldn't control where he was throwing in the strike zone. So, again, umpiring, omnipotent. It's ridiculous. You should be able to question somebody's decision-making skills. You absolutely should. And the fact that you're finding people as these major sports organizations is ridiculous. You don't want people to question the integrity of our game. People are questioning it right in front of you. You can see it on the TV. It's recorded. Like, normal people can see it. They don't even have to be in the game to know. Ridiculous. So, on closing, all major sports organizations, figure out your officiating. Christ's sake. Everything else is fine, though. It's good. Appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for checking us out. Do me a favor. Smack that like button. High elbow to that subscribe. Guys, it's free, man. It's free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe. Helps my channel grow, baby. Just go ahead and do it. And always remember, wherever you are, it's always game time, baby. Let's go!